Welcome to A Moment of Zen. Time to sit back and relax as model, actress, mentor, and supermom Zen Sams takes you on a sexy and wild ride, covering the latest in film, fashion, pop culture, cryptocurrency, fintech, cannabis, and entertainment from the millennial mom's perspective. Here's your host, Zen Sams.
Hello, my beautiful tri-state area. Welcome to our 160th episode. It's always such a pleasure to spend my time with you on the airwaves. Thank you for listening and interacting with me on social media. That truly does make it all worthwhile. Please make sure to follow me at Zen Sams. That's Zen with an X, not a Z. And also remember that all episodes of A Moment of Zen stream 24/7 on your home TV. That's Kathy Ireland Worldwide. You can always find us on our YouTube channel at Zen Sams. In our Hydration with Heart segment, brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut, today we're featuring pro basketball player Day'Ron Sharpe of the Brooklyn Nets. He was a first-round draft pick in 2021 in the NBA draft. He's going to join us today to chat his incredible journey, how pro ball has changed his life, social activism, and the motivation behind his nonprofit foundation, Sharpe's Warriors. In our Going Deep segment, brought to you by CO2 Lift, on Expert on the Microphone series, we're featuring Dr. Kimberly Evans, a board-certified OBGYN with over 22 years of experience in feminine health. She's revolutionized her practice to specialize in treating women with sexual dysfunction, low libido, and feminine wellness issues. She's going to join me today to chat about sexual dysfunctions, feminine wellness, and evidence-backed treatments that will reignite the bedroom scene. In the Express BeYouTiful segment, we're featuring Sari Katz, celebrity cosmetic injector, Allergan trainer, and founder of Skin by Sari. She's going to be covering viral and vaccine-related complications of injectables. In Discover Your Potential segment, brought to you by The Wellness Way, we're joined by our regular contributor and podcaster, Dan Gilman. Today, he's joined by Luca Panesi, co-founder and executive director at Small New York, with his partner, Luca Lorenzini. Yes, you heard that right. Two Lucas. With almost 20 years in the communication industry, Luca has worked with major companies like Coca-Cola and Toyota. Today, they're going to join me to chat about creating positive change through advertising, balancing creativity and message clarity, and of course, raising awareness. Stay tuned for the Hydration with Heart segment, brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut, featuring Day'Ron Sharpe of the Brooklyn Nets. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut, 100% pure coconut water. Imagine a drink that's nutrient-rich, powerfully refreshing, naturally sweet with no added sugars, not from concentrate, zero additives, low in calories, absolutely no artificial flavors, and is so tasty that it will become your new favorite beverage. Enter Once Upon a Coconut, the absolute best tasting coconut water you will ever try. Available in 4 refreshing flavors: pure, chocolate, pineapple, and sparkling with energy. Do your taste buds a favor and pick up some today at onceuponacoconut.com.
Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in the Hydration with Heart segment, brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut, we're featuring pro basketball player Day'Ron Sharpe of the Brooklyn Nets, a first-round draft pick in the 2021 NBA draft. He was selected 29th overall. Born in Greenville, North Carolina, and played high school ball for nationally ranked Monteverdi Academy, where he earned All-American honors and was selected for the Jordan Brand All-American game. Day'Ron earned a scholarship to play collegiate ball at North Carolina University, but he only stayed a short time before he entered the NBA draft. He joins us today to discuss his incredible journey, how pro basketball has changed his life, social activism, and the motivation behind his non-profit foundation, Sharpe Warriors. Welcoming now to the show is Day'Ron Sharpe. Welcome, superstar.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. All right, let's dive right in. So as a first-round draft pick in the 2021 NBA draft, how was your experience transitioning from collegiate basketball to the pro level?
Well, I had like a bumpy pre-draft process. You know, usually guys, when you like projected between mid-first round lottery to like mid-second round, you know, you do like 15 to 20 workouts. I only did 4. You know, I got hurt during the pre-draft, so my process got put behind. You know, so just like going into it off of the rip, I was already hurt. You know, I was scared I was gonna get drafted because I couldn't work out like I wanted to. I couldn't move like I wanted to. But you know, I just kept going, worked hard. You know, it paid off. You know, and the Brooklyn Nets took a chance on me. But I say the biggest thing, just you know, that you're professional. Everything is on you. It's not like they're gonna sit here and tell you what to do every day or give you a planned out schedule every day of exactly what you got to accomplish. It's like everything on you. You the one that got to be there. You the one that got to put the work in, you know. And then like just off the court life, you know, just I'm 19, becoming a adult for real. So bills, miscellaneous things, family matters, you know, just all those type of things just hit you at one time. So I'd probably say that was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, you had to grow up real fast. But as a rookie, you know, the difference with you is that you showed so much promise on the court. You had these strong rebounding instincts and the ability to finish around the rim really efficiently. And you also had this remarkable tenacity in watching your videos and the playbacks in the paint and willingness to do the dirty work. That made you a secret weapon without a doubt. And now you're a vital piece of this roster. So you've come full circle. Nick Claxton is the undisputed starter for the Brooklyn roster, but you, my dear, have become a valuable piece of the system. And Coach Jacques Vaughn was quoted saying, "You can trust Day'Ron to play 15 to 25 minutes of pure hustle and stability." Now, what were your expectations heading into your NBA career, and how have they aligned with the reality of playing in the league?
I wasn't expecting myself to go to the NBA as early as I did. You know, but it played out that way. So just my expectations was just coming in was just working hard. You know, I already knew I was coming to a team that had all all-stars for real, like probably 6, 7 guys on my rookie year was all-stars. A lot of them, basically my whole team was all 13-year players. So I knew coming in that I wasn't going to play. So, you know, I just wanted to just get in shape, get my body right, lifting, you know, just getting a lot of reps in so when my time do come to play that I can be ready. You know, I got a chance to play this year. You know, I'm doing my little thing, but I just feel like I got like a lot of more steps to go to be who I really want to be.
You're just getting started. And now we all know of your struggles of missing games due to your hyperextended left knee. Congrats on progressing well in that recovery, by the way. Now, can you share what aspects of being a professional basketball player you enjoy the most, and perhaps how you deal with the physical and all the unexpected challenges you faced?
The things I enjoy the most, I would say, the lifestyle, I guess. You know, just the money. You know, get paid to do what I love to do. Play basketball, traveling. You know, I get to go to cities that I probably never would have got a chance to go to unless I was in the NBA. People, you know, you just meet so many people that you never thought you would meet. I done met so many people that I done grew up looking up to, and like they actually giving you gems and giving you knowledge, just meeting them. So it's just, I say that's the most important thing, the best thing that I had since I've been in the NBA.
And the physical challenges, I know you've had some hard ones there, especially with your
physical challenges. Man, just every day, you know, it's an everyday thing. You know, I think people just look at it as basketball, but it's really like a lifestyle. Like every day, you doing it every day, 7 days a week, and you know you gotta do it. You gotta do it that way if you want to sustain and last in the NBA. Because if you don't, you know, you're doing 2 days a week, 3 days a week, just working out. You think you're just gonna get by with it? This guy's doing this every day, all day. So like guys gonna catch up. So I just say like just doing it every day, and that's probably the biggest thing physically.
Yeah, and you know you stay consistent, and that's extremely important. Despite the physical setback, you have stayed consistent, and your rebounding numbers have been really impressive. I mean, you seem to always crash the boards and provide these second chance opportunities for all of your team members. I mean, you're a supernova. Additionally, your defensive presence, we can't not talk about that. It can't be overlooked. I mean, you've shown these flashes of shot blocking ability and the capability really to alter your opponent's shots in the paint. That's that's impressive. You keep doing that despite that little hiccup on the knee. Now, what's your primary goal for this off season in terms of skill development and preparation for the upcoming season?
I think my primary goal is just getting in more condition. You know, I haven't played 25 minutes a night or 30 minutes a night, nothing like that. And I just feel like the way the league is, like me personally, I gotta take that next step in my conditioning. I'm trying to be able to play next year like full speed all the time, you know. So just got conditioning, my body still. I say my jumper, my touch, and just like slowing myself down in the game. You know, just trying to practice all of that and like perimeter defense too.
I mean, you continue to adjust to the speed and physicality of the NBA game in such a unique way. And, you know, people are watching you, other teams are watching you, brands are watching you, everyone's watching you, but your potential for growth just keeps multiplying. So that's pretty impressive. But now let's chat off court. So off the court, how do you intend to grow your personal brand? Because you got to start building that. You've already started, but now growing it. And what avenues are you exploring in that regard?
I think I'm still lost there. You know, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But I think I just got to put myself out there more. You know, just how I am as a person. I got to let that show more. I'm really like, if I don't know you, I'm like to myself. But like once I know you, I won't shut up talking. So, you know, it's just, I got to let everybody see who I really am and just build from there.
Well, you have a lot going on, you know, you have so much going on, but once you get under the hood, then we really see how the mechanics work. And I love that. I love that. Now, beyond your achievements on the court, you've been recognized for your positive influence amongst the community, your social activism. What drives you to make a difference in the community, and how do you balance career with your foundation? And more importantly, can you tell us a bit about this foundation and what motivation came with it, behind it?
I say for my community, it's just like because of where I came from. Like I'm from a small city, you know, and like not a lot of people have like a chance to go places or do anything. Or if they do, they fall into the trap or, you know, go into the streets. So I just, you know, want to try to inspire the young kids where I'm from that, you know, you can be anything that you want to be. And when it comes to my foundation, you know, it's called Sharpe Warriors. Warriors started when my cousins, they all got cancer. 3 of them like all got cancer when we was young. And like one of them was a hooper. Like he could shoot the lights out the ball. And my cousin Trey, and he couldn't hoop no more after that, you know. And he beat cancer. The other brother beat cancer. And then his younger brother, you know, he died during the pre-draft, my pre-draft year. He died from the cancer, and his dad, before he died, started Warriors Life. We called a thing called Gold Rush during Leukemia Month. You know, we try to support and give awareness during that time. So I wanted to be a part of that, and we started Sharpe Warriors, you know, try to bring awareness to that. And we had like 2 kids on my team that committed suicide these past 2 years too, from like bullying and just like struggles in life. So, you know, we just trying to have like outlets for kids that they don't have to, you know, go through that or think about those options, you know, if they need help, you know. So that's really like the main thing for Sharpe Warriors.
Well, it seems like you have built a great foundation and you're giving back, which is so important because it goes a long way and you are a great role model. Now, best effort, be a good teammate, stay committed to improving every day, on and off the court. It's about dedication and professionalism, and those qualities can take you a long way in this game and in life. Now, what words of encouragement would you offer to young athletes who aspire to follow in your footsteps and make it to the NBA?
I'd say first, believe in yourself. That's the main thing. Like, no matter how much you work out, how much you in the gym, how much, you know, effort you putting in, like if you don't believe in yourself and have confidence in yourself, like you're not gonna be able to accomplish anything for real. So I say just believe in yourself and then just go hard at wherever you want to do. So you believe in yourself and go hard at whatever you want to do. I feel like you can't lose.
Yeah, that's a great piece of advice. Now let's chat coconut water and health benefits. So coconut water is refreshing and
I love coconut water in my shakes.
Right, and it's a nutritious beverage that offers really very various health benefits, right? It's not just a drink. So we're going to educate the public here. When we talk about hydration, it's an excellent natural hydrator. It contains electrolytes like potassium and sodium and magnesium, and this makes it a great way to rehydrate the body, especially after exercise. Also, compared to many commercial sports drinks, coconut water is low in calories and contains no added sugars or artificial ingredients, making it a healthier option for hydration. Now, Day'Ron, what health benefits, other than the medical terms I just described, what health benefits do you drink coconut water for? And was there an instance that it aided in your recovery?
I can't really tell you the benefits other than what you just said. But for me personally, it's just, that's why I was taught from the nutritionist, just the coconut water better for you, just water in general. So I like to put it in my shake with some collagen. So I try to put it in my shake with collagen to help me recover faster after a long day. That's what I like to use it for. I really don't know all the benefits.
No, you just said it. Well, your nutritional expert who advised you on coconut water told you to put it in your shakes for a reason, and that's exactly why. But more importantly, when you drink it, you actually feel the hydration. I drink it every single morning. I drink the raw. It's only 70 calories, but it has 386 milligrams of potassium. That's the equivalent of 3 bananas. And who wants all that sugar? So there's a laundry list of proprietary health benefits for this. Now, I'm going to go one step further, and we're going to go back to social activism. So it's one thing to introduce a premium coconut water that tastes better than anything you've ever tried before. So Once Upon a Coconut, have you tried this coconut water?
I tried the chocolate one they made. It actually was pretty good. I was doubting it at first because I ain't never heard of like coconut water and chocolate together, so I didn't think it was going to taste that good, but it tasted good.
What kind of chocolate drink did it remind you of? Let me tell you, a chocolate Yoo-hoo.
Yeah, Yahoo or True Move.
Or True Move, you're right.
True Move,
right?
True Move for me.
But those are like laced in sugar, and this is just natural cocoa.
Yeah, it tastes like regular chocolate milk for real.
Yeah, it was so good. Now, this particular brand, Once Upon a Coconut, for every case of Once Upon a Coconut they sell, they donate 10% to a charity every single month, which brings it full circle. We might be doing something with you soon. Sharpe's Warriors. We're always backing amazing.
We can use donations.
Yeah, well, donations are everything Once Upon a Coconut is about. They're really all about helping the community, being socially active, and really kind of just giving back. Now, we have 1 minute left. If you can give a piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Man, you should have started when you was 12 years old until you turned 19. You waited till you turned 19. You should have started when you was 12. That's the one advice I'd give myself.
You feel you started too late?
Yeah, I wish I would have known everything I known when I was younger. I feel like I would have been ahead of the game, but...
You're so ahead. There's 19-year-olds that don't really get started till they're 29. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm 22 now, so it's...
You are doing just fine.
I'm getting old.
Oh, boy. You're getting old?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Okay. No, my stepdaughter is your age, 22. Carly's at the University of Georgia. She's graduating. Boy, I feel so
That's
old
crazy.
right now.
I would be graduating this year. That's so crazy.
Okay, well, we are at the end of our segment, my dear friend. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
That was our Hydration with Heart segment brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut. That was the amazing pro basketball player Day'Ron Sharpe. You could head directly to their foundation at sharpswarriors.com, or you could check them out on the gram at d.sharp23. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Your Home TV with Kathy Ireland and their channel partners. Head to yourhometv.com for free, family-friendly programming, streaming 24/7.
Do you have the dream of starting and owning your own business, or know of someone who does? If so, check out Your Home Business program, where they inspire, equip, and encourage those who dream of owning and operating their own business. Check out Your Home Business on yourhometv.com.
Tune in to A Moment of Zen, Saturday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. on 710 WOR, the voice of New York.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by CO2 Lift. As we age, our skin loses moisture and elasticity, causing wrinkled skin. You can reverse this aging process with CO2 Lift. CO2 Lift utilizes the powerful benefits of carbon dioxide to lift, tighten, and regenerate your skin. This simple, painless at-home carboxytherapy treatment is scientifically proven to reverse the aging process. You will see reduction in wrinkles, increase luminosity, and improve pigmentation, sagging, skin tone, and radiance. For more information or to order CO2 Lift, go to CO2Lift.com.
Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in our Going Deep segment, brought to you by CO2 Lift, in our Expert on the Microphone series, we're featuring Dr. Kimberly Evans. She's a board-certified OBGYN with over 22 years of experience in feminine health. She's revolutionized her practice to specialize in treating women with sexual dysfunction, low libido, and feminine wellness issues. She offers surgical and non-surgical options. She sure knows her stuff. She's a member of all the majors: the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology, American Medical Spa, Aesthetic Multi-Specialty Society, the International Society of Cosmetogynecology. That's just to name a few. And then to top it off, she's a keynote speaker across the major derm and aesthetic conferences. Today, she joins me to chat about sexual dysfunctions, feminine wellness, and evidence-backed treatments that will reignite the bedroom scene. Welcoming now to the show is the beautiful Dr. Kimberly Evans. Welcome to the show, Stunner.
Oh, thank you. Look who's talking. God bless you. How are you doing today?
So excited to chat with you. I'm doing great. Okay, let's dive right in. Interestingly enough, there was a study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine. Approximately 43% of women experience some form of sexual dysfunction. Now, this research suggests that psychological factors like stress and depression can significantly impact the woman's sexual health. And we know that around 10 to 20% of cases are attributed to psychological causes. Dr. Evans, in your extensive experience, what are the most common sexual dysfunctions that you encounter in your practice? And what are some lesser known factors that can contribute to these sexual dysfunctions?
Absolutely. One of the key things I always tell my lady is that as we age, your bodies are going to change. So how you feel about yourself, how you look, your hormones change. All those things contribute to aging and having that lower libido status. And of course, because that's how you then show that to your partner, that in turn is how your partner reacts. So long story short, key things like low energy, lower hormones, they all contribute to lower libido as well as vaginal laxity. So those are all important things when it comes to dealing with women's sexual health issues.
It's interesting because statistics and surveys are at the basis of a lot of the work that you do. But one of the surveys conducted by the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists found that while many women are open to discussing sexual health concerns with their healthcare providers, less than half actually do so. So there's still shame and stigma in addressing these issues. So how do you approach sexual dysfunction treatments and feminine wellness issues when considering both the surgical and the non-surgical options?
Absolutely. Key thing is to figure out, I start all my conversations with, how can I help you? So having that provider that listens, that understands, that opens the door to let them know that, hey, there's a lot of women that are suffering. A lot of women actually don't say that they're suffering. They're like, oh, I'm fine. There's no problems, when really at home, they're secretly suffering. So having a variety of things and saying, hey, it's okay to open the door and not make this a taboo subject. That's huge in just being able to address these issues. So first thing is just opening the door to, how can I help you?
Well, I think that's a great start because even most doctors, they skip that part, right? They go straight into what are the tangible malfunctions of a human body, and then they address those without really going into, looking under the hood. And it's funny because the global market, right, for feminine sexual wellness products is projected to reach $4.6 billion by the year 2025, indicating this really growing demand for innovative solutions in this area. So it's going to bring me to the next topic, carbon dioxide therapy for vaginal rejuvenation. Studies have shown that carbon dioxide therapy, and you know this better than anyone, can improve vaginal laxity and dryness and urinary incontinence in women with a reported satisfaction rate of over 90% among patients. Could you explain how carbon dioxide therapy works for vaginal rejuvenation and what specific benefits it offers compared to other treatments?
Absolutely. So the carboxy therapy is really cool. In a nutshell, what happens is that when you apply the carboxy therapy, it tricks the body into thinking that it has a low oxygen state. So in that state, your body naturally responds by causing vasodilation. Vasodilation helps increase the blood flow to the area. It helps with healing. It helps with making more moisture, adding more sensitivity. So it's like a little mini facelift for the vulva. So in a nutshell, that's how it works. But what's also cool is that it can actually be combined with multiple therapies and modalities. So things, such as like the O shot, things such as radiofrequency MFM360, or even affecting those muscles with things like the IMSLA, or even hormone balancing. It can really complement and actually enhance what you're already doing to get even more of a beneficial effect. So I love using a combination of these therapies to really help optimize what we're doing for these ladies.
Combo therapies are
Mhm.
definitely on the rise. I actually used the CO2 Lift V. It lifted, it hydrated, it
Yep.
rejuvenated in just 3 applications. It was phenomenal, like nothing I've ever seen before. And I even had an encounter with my husband. He's like, "You look tighter." I was like, "Well, thank you for noticing." It was
That is
CO2.
that's correct. Yes, yes. When we ran the study, we did a recent study on it with Dr. Libido and Dr. Red Allenside, and literally on that study, it proved that yes, there is not only an enhancement, but the ladies were coming back. This is like it was a great study. It was randomized. I didn't know which if the patient had the placebo or the actual drug, and the patient didn't know. But when they were coming back saying, "Hey, you're right," my husband noticed. Everybody noticed, and they were like, "What did you do?" It was just phenomenal experience for the ladies to feel better.
Yeah, totally. And
Mhm.
clinical data suggests that combining, to your point, carbon dioxide therapy with other modalities, and this is again clinical data, such as
Mhm.
hormone therapy, right? Or the pelvic floor exercises. We had the vagina whisperer on. She was talking about pelvic floor exercises. Those
Yes.
can lead to synergistic effects and improved outcomes for women seeking comprehensive treatments for vaginal rejuvenation and sexual health issues. Now, carboxytherapy, let's go back. How does carboxytherapy complement? Because you just said in combo therapies, how does it complement or enhance other treatments for feminine wellness or dysfunction that you offer in your practice?
Absolutely. So for a lot of ladies, the reasons why they're coming in, it's kind of compounded. Like some ladies complain of lower libido. Some ladies complain of pain during intercourse. Some ladies are breast cancer survivors. Some ladies, they have other issues that are going on. But the key is to, when talking to them, figure out, exactly what are they suffering from. And then to say, okay, great. Now, you're someone who can have hormones, or you're someone who can't have hormones. So for the people that can't have any hormones, here go their carboxy therapy. Or say, for instance, with someone with urinary incontinence. So we would actually combine that electromagnetic, the IMSLA machine with that in order to help her with incontinence. But then she can also say, but hey, I need a little lift too. So then during those treatments, she's also doing her carboxy therapy in combination. So it's kind of like you're getting the 2-in-1 effect, or definitely more of an enhanced effect.
And I love that you're all about clinical research.
Totally.
70%, over 70% of women who typically seek treatment for sexual dysfunction reported improvements after receiving, and we're talking about evidence-based intervention. So and again, the way we learn how to prevent, diagnose, and treat illness is via clinical research. Many different elements of scientific investigation are involved, and it involves human participants and helps translate basic research done in labs into new treatments and information to benefit parents. So, what is your expectation as a provider on clinical research, and what studies? You mentioned the study for the V, but have you conducted any subsequent studies involving the CO2 Lift V?
Yes, not yet, since that study just started. But the key thing is that, we as providers, having a medical practice as well as a medical spa and being able to combine those, we want the best of the best. We want the best treatments that's study driven. So if I'm combining something that I know that works, and you can only enhance the results. This is of course, it's the most valuable for the people, because really it's an investment. It's an investment in your body. It's an investment in, if I say, hey, this is going to help you with OSHOT, I'm sorry, with having orgasms, and also enhance the way that it looks. I want stuff that works. So that's how we're able to do it in our practice.
And let's go one step further. Are there any potential risks or side effects associated with carbon dioxide therapy for vaginal rejuvenation?
Yeah, great question. Only a little bit of mild irritation and sometimes redness. But what we also see is an increase in sensitivity in the area too, which can then also lead to enhancement in orgasms. So usually, again, the side effects are very minimal. It's very easy as a gynecologist to treat most of these things, but literally the data, what the patients are saying, what their spouses are saying, is all positive stuff. So it was really like a good. It's a great study.
Great. I love it. I'm sold. I'm sold. Now, without a doubt, a multidisciplinary approach that involves collaboration between gynecologists, psychologists, physical therapists, and other healthcare professionals definitely leads to more comprehensive and effective treatment outcomes for women with sexual dysfunctions. Now, Dr. Evans, what role do you see interdisciplinary collaboration playing in the field of feminine wellness and sexual health?
Absolutely. So the feminine wellness, the whole space is fairly new. No longer is it just, you can only take vaginal estrogen and, you just have to be happy with that. And no longer is it that, women, they don't have choices or options that are out there. There's a whole ton of stuff that are out there that are definitely study proven. With a lot of my patients, a lot of them actually have their own gynecologist, and then they meet me and I get to say, hey, I'm the fun doctor because I'm going to take, we're all working together. We're all on your team. We all want what's best for you, but how can we enhance what's already going on to make you better and you feel more whole?
It sounds like you're a psychologist on top of everything else.
Oh, no. We just, I love what we do. I think with everything, getting older sucks, but it honestly, I tell my patients, it doesn't have to suck as bad. We're here for a reason, and I feel very blessed just to be able to provide the service that we do.
Well, you are amazing, a pioneer in your field, a trailblazer. We are at the end of our interview. Thank you so much for coming on and being so transparent and explaining it all and giving us so much insight.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Guys, truly proprietary products. When infused into the skin, CO2 immediately diffuses at the cutaneous and muscular microcirculatory levels, resulting in higher tissue oxygenation. The good doctor just said it herself. The blood vessels widen, increasing the transport of oxygen body tissues for cellular regeneration and anti-inflammatory effects. The science is the science is the science. You have to head to co2lift.com to check out these amazing products. That was our Going Deep segment, and that was the amazing Dr. Kimberly Evans. Check her out on the gram at Dr. Kimberly Evans or at GYN Diva. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Your Home TV with Kathy Ireland and their channel partners. Head to yourhometv.com for free, family-friendly programming, streaming 24/7.
Join Jimmy Jimbo Temple on Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches and get ready for a crazy ride. From up-and-coming country western performers to ranchers with purpose, Jimmy takes you behind the scenes with a front row seat to all of the action. Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches is dedicated to celebrating and preserving all things Western. Check them out on yourhometv.com.
Tune in to A Moment of Zen, Saturday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. on 710 WOR, the voice of New York. A Moment of Zen is sponsored by FinTech TV.
FinTech TV, the newest streaming channel focused exclusively on the business of blockchain, digital assets, and sustainability. Broadcasting from our studio on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with daily reports from NASDAQ, global expansion, and 24/7 coverage. Become part of the launch. Head to fintech.tv/invest. Fintech.tv/invest.
Tune in to A Moment of Zen, Saturday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. on 710 WOR, the voice of New York.
Hi, this is Sari Katz for this week's beautiful segment on A Moment of Zen. Has your Botox just not been lasting as long or kicking in as well as it used to? Well, recent studies in the last few years have shown that actually the COVID vaccination or viruses themselves can interfere with our Botox treatments. How is that so? Well, these vaccinations create an immune response that act as almost a blockade against the Botox at its receptor, or even creates a neutralizing antibody that stops Botox from working altogether. And these results aren't exclusive to Botox brand, but can be seen amongst all the neurotoxins. Well, what do? Good news is that this isn't really a common effect, and these studies are few and far between. So we'll find out more and keep you updated with more research. But in the meantime, we suggest as a community putting a distance between your COVID vaccination or being sick and your Botox treatment. We usually recommend waiting at least 2 weeks, but to be on the safe side, 3 to 4 weeks between these events to create the best effect of your Botox. And that is my recommendation for you on today's beauty segment for A Moment of Zen.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by The Wellness Way, your trusted partner in health restoration. Now you can feel amazing at any age with their foundational testing and mind-body approach. The Wellness Way offers in-clinic and telehealth support when you're ready to test, not guess, what your body needs. Discover your best health by visiting their website, thewellnessway.com, and selecting a clinic near you. Do health differently at thewellnessway.com.
Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in Discover Your Potential segment, brought to you by The Wellness Way, we're joined by our regular contributor, podcaster, and author, Dan Gilman. Today, he's joined by Luca Panesi, co-founder and executive creative director at Small New York, with his partner, Luca Lorenzini. Yes, you heard that right. Luca and Luca. In almost 20 years in the communication industry, Luca has worked with companies like HP, Timberland, Toyota, Netflix, Coca-Cola. That's just to name a few. He's won 35 Cannes Lions, in addition to over 100 international awards at the most prestigious advertising festivals in the world. In 2021, just 2 years after Small was founded, his agency was awarded Best Boutique Agency of the Year by the New York Festival's Advertising Awards. They joined me today to chat about creating positive change through advertising, balancing creativity and message clarity, and of course, raising awareness. Welcoming now to the show are my superstars on the microphone, experts on the microphone, Dan and Luca. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Hey, guys.
Hey, Zen. Hey, Luca.
Nice to see you. Nice to meet you here.
Nice to have you on. You are a trailblazer in marketing and advertising. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure, guys. It's been an honor for us.
So, Luca, while you've created quite the career for yourself, today it is, to my understanding, that you first started out on a very different path as a Taekwondo professional athlete in Rome. Can you tell us a little bit more about your journey and how you ended up as an advertising man, co-founding your agency, Small?
Yes, you're right. I mean, I started as a Taekwondo athlete. I was in the national team. And, you know, when you're an athlete, you have some time to lay out on the bed and relax. You have muscles relaxing. But then I remember one day I was looking at one of these computer magazines and I figured out there was an opportunity to do some graphic design school, advertising school. And that's where I thought, well, why don't I think about this a little bit more seriously? Maybe when I finish my athlete career, I could be doing this. And I wasn't really good at school, to be honest. But when I found what I really wanted to do in advertising, I became one of those guys that is actually the first on the first seat, and he always with his hand high because I wanted to be doing this. And after 6-7 years, I found myself working in a proper advertising industry for more than 20 years in the big network, the big corporations, the big places that you might be familiar with, Saatchi & Saatchi, Y&R, Publicis, all the biggest companies in the world. And after a few years of that, me and my partner, Luca Lorenzini, which I know and work with since year 2000, we decided, why don't we try to do something ourselves? Maybe there's an opportunity to do something different. Maybe it's an opportunity to bring the creative work that we do on a smaller level, more flexible, a little bit nimbler, faster, but with the same results, with the same kind of outcome. And
wow. And Small was created. Now, you've had quite the journey, and I think you've garnered more respect than you thought in such a short period of time, and success. The reality is this is just the beginning for you. And I'm actually hearing your story. I'm really excited to see what else is in store for you down the line. Now, I know Dan has some questions as well. So Dan, I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah. Reflecting on your career, is there a particular moment or project that you consider a turning point for you personally or even professionally?
Can I name two, Dan? I think there's two moments.
Sure, absolutely.
Funny enough, the very first moment is strongly related to what we're talking about today. It was our very first campaign for Core Down. Core Down is the Italian association that champions the right of people with Down syndrome. And it was our first campaign with them. The campaign was called Integration Day. A friend of mine, Federico, came to us and was like, can you guys help us with this campaign? At that time, we were working at Saatchi & Saatchi, and we were like, sure, let's do it. And they were asking for a poster. But then we said, do you think we can do a little bit more than just a poster? We may have an opportunity to create a bigger campaign. And they were like, yeah, sure. And so we created this campaign that's called Integration Day. And that was the most successful campaign we've ever done until that moment. That opened our eyes and way of working and an approach to ideas and creativity completely. The campaign was really strong, awarded in all the creative festivals, and still today is been mentioned as one of the groundbreaking campaigns that somehow introduced a new way of making ideas. And I guess that's when we decided, yeah, maybe this is what we should be trying to do every time.
Beautiful. And what was the other moment? You said two.
The other moment is when we decided, together with Luca, to drop the big corporations in 2018 and start small. And everything changed also once again. You know, when you have your own company, somehow everything feels a little bit more real, a little bit more, it's your own thing. You're not you're not helped by anybody, and everything starts to be a little bit heavier, but at the same time more joyful. It's
a special time.
It's a special time.
And
yes.
Now focusing on one of your most recent campaigns, you collaborated, you just said, with Core Down to create an ad campaign for World Down Syndrome Day, which turned out to be an instant viral hit, and you gathered the attention of many outlets like CNN and People and CBS all over social media. I'd love to learn more about what went into creating the Assume That I Can campaign, and can you share with us the inspiration behind this initiative?
Core Down is an association that is made of parents and people that are actually living the life together with people with Down syndrome every day. Martina Fuga was the communication manager of Core Down. Martina mentioned there was a speech from Marta Sodano, who's an Italian woman with Down syndrome, in 2019 that happened at the UN, where she was talking about this self-fulfilling prophecy. And this was very inspirational for us, because she was actually explaining how when you teach someone, you actually help them learning the thing. But when you don't teach someone something, the person that doesn't receive education cannot learn, because you assume that they cannot learn. So it's like a virtuous circle.
It's a vicious circle.
Yes, exactly, a vicious circle. And that was for us a kind of revelation. We thought maybe there's something in this topic. And together with the insight of Martina, we started exploring how we could bring this to life. And when the idea was written and we all had the script and what we thought it was an interesting speech for a person with Down syndrome to say, we started looking for the right person. And we needed someone with Down syndrome who could speak in a way that could be very understandable, fluent, and that could speak fast. Because, you know, in advertising, sometimes you have to stay within a certain amount of time. And when we found Madison Tavlin, which is this Canadian actress, model, sport, she does everything, we didn't have any doubts. We knew that she was the right person.
Fantastic. Now, looking at Small's portfolio of work, while you utilize a variety of advertising models, there seems to be an emphasis on video advertising. And as the digital world continues to expand, online video consumption has grown massively over the past decade. That's indisputable. So much so that many studies even predict a continual shift towards online video consumption over traditional TV as time goes on. What does this mean for advertising? Well, according to Biteable, advertising is the second most common reason for marketers to create video content. And the data portal, January 2024 Global Overview, reported that more than half the world now uses social media, with 266 million users joining within the last year. Now, with this seemingly never-ending growth of online users and a clear desire for video content based on the rise of apps like TikTok, video advertising is clearly the way to go. Now, back to your past work at Small. You've created many socially conscious campaigns, such as the Assume That I Can campaign we just spoke of, amongst many others. But in working on socially conscious campaigns, how do you balance the line between raising awareness and ensuring the message isn't lost in the creativity of the advertisement?
Well, I think you cannot divide them. A good advertisement always starts with a clear message. You always want to have your clear message stay throughout the whole story. Creativity is always then used to craft that message into something that is more interesting. But if you lose the message and all of a sudden it becomes just crafting and beautiful executions, that's when the advertisement is probably not less, it works less. It's less impactful. If you, just because we're talking about Down syndrome community and campaigns, if I just tell you the title of the campaigns we did in the last 3 years, those are basically messages. The latest one is Assume That I Can. The previous one was Ridiculous Excuses Not to Be Inclusive. That's another message, right? And then we crafted it in a way. The other one was the hiring chain, which means the more you hire people with Down syndrome, the more they will be hired by someone else. So you keep the message at the core of the idea, and then you craft around it. I guess that's always what you need to do to make impactful and a campaign to stay in the mind of the audience, and they can associate them to a meaningful point of view.
Yeah, then my question goes into that. What role do you believe that the advertising industry, plays in shaping societal attitudes towards disabilities and inclusion?
That's very interesting. There's two ways for advertisers to integrate and include every sort of gender, color, people, abilities, disabilities. The very first one is when you actually do an awareness campaign, which is the one that we do for Core Down, for example, every year, which is a campaign that is meant to be telling people about the situation, about a condition, and what people can do to make whoever more included in society, for example. And that's the approach we did with this campaign. The other approach is the approach where you don't say anything, but you just include, but you just do what it should be done. We've seen so many campaigns lately, and I'm really happy about it, where people with Down syndrome are used as actors, models, from brands that are not connected with the Down syndrome community at all. And they don't even say anything about that. And that's another beautiful way of including.
That's a very powerful inclusivity.
Exactly.
Yeah. And according to the CDC, because I always go back to statistics, 1 in 4 adults have some type of disability, right? So it's incredibly important to spread awareness and promote inclusion for such a large amount of our population that are often forgotten or misunderstood. So it's great work, what you're doing at Small. And it's interesting that your agency is called Small, because this seems like no easy feat. Now, for aspiring advertisers who want to make a positive impact with their work, like you, what advice would you offer?
My advice will always be the same. Look for insights that are meaningful for people. Look for ideas that will make people either laugh or cry or think. Make ideas where people can look at whatever you're doing and go like, oh, wow, this is interesting. Oh, wow, I never thought about this. Oh, wow, this is an interesting perspective. Oh, This is an angle that I never consider. You want people to always react to something in such a way, because there's so many other things happening on the devices that we use. Your best friend posting something, the latest streaming TV show, the $1 billion movie. So to compete with all of that, you have to have a point of view. You always have to have a point of view that is interesting and less seen, and of course crafted in a majestic way. That's always another thing that it helps.
That's great. Finally, beyond the professional sphere, what personal values or experiences do you think you have most shaped your approach to your work and leadership at Small?
Yeah, I think starting as an athlete and being competitive and always wanted to put the hard work to try to obtain something, and most of the time not getting what you wanted to do because you don't train to always win. Sometimes you train to lose at the first round. Got me into this will of, I don't know, maybe always try to do my best to try to get to what I really want. Figuring out an objective, say, I want to really make a campaign about this, or I really would like to do something for this kind of community. If you really know where you want to go, what you want to do, I think that's always helpful. And I know being an agonist allow me to keep pushing no matter what.
You have come full circle, my dear. And with that, we are out of time. What an incredible journey. What an incredible career. What a brilliant and creative mind you have. I'm so, so honored to have interviewed you today.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much for your words and for giving the community of Down syndrome this spotlight, and to us as well.
That was our Discover Your Potential segment, sponsored by The Wellness Way. That was the incredible Luca Panesi, co-founder and executive creative director at Small. Definitely be sure to check them out. They are large. smalltheagency.com or on the gram at Small the Agency. And of course, you can check out Luca's personal IG page at Luca Panesi. And of course, see more of Dan by heading to discoveryourpotentialshow.com. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Your Home TV with Kathy Ireland and their channel partners. Head to yourhometv.com for free, family-friendly programming, streaming 24/7.
Are you looking to build a new home? Think about building a barn-dominium. There's just something about getting away from it all. Country living, fresh air, and outdoor entertainment. Watch luxury barn-dominium tours on Your Home TV and let Stacy Lynn, the barn-dominium lady, take you on a journey through her barn-dominium designs.
Tune in to A Moment of Zen, Saturday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. on 710 WOR, the voice of New York.
Well, that's a wrap, my dear friends. Remember to join me right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, every Saturday night from 9 to 10 p.m. Or you could head to 710WOR.iHeart.com/A Moment of Zen. Remember that we're live on Traverse TV Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern, YouTube Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern, and all episodes of A Moment of Zen stream on Your Home TV and Kathy Ireland worldwide. You could head directly to our channel at mox.yourhometv.com. Thank you for listening to us. It's been an absolute pleasure being your host. Thanks again to all of our sponsors that continue to make this show possible. And remember, happiness is the only thing that multiplies when you share it. We'll see you next week.